Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks podcast. Today, it's a match. I'm going to give you a match review for the Everton game away between Manchester United and Everton. Yeah, it was a really. It was a game of two halves, literally a game of two halves. The team wasn't really performing really well at the beginning, in the beginning of the first half, and all of that. Like it felt like the first half just went by us, and we kind of didn't have anything to show for it. And the usual theme of each of our games, especially when it comes to clutch games like these, with a revamped and resurgent Everton, we tend to start really slowly. And obviously, the reason why if I can state this honestly, the reason why we even like had momentum in the second half because Everton did not continue their press. Because if they continued their press, they would probably have pressed us off the park. But they got really tired, right? So it's I don't know. It's a very tough game to accept, basically. I mean, 2 points drop. That's what I said. But in truth, it's actually we were kind of almost really lucky because not until the 72nd minute we didn't have anything to show. The Everton played us off the park. We had most of the possession, but nothing to really like show that we were in for this game. I mean, we had 9 shots total and one big chance. And that was the one big chance that we converted, right? The rest, it was just basically, looking at the whole stats and looking at everything as it relates to the game. It was really like we finished the game with an expected goals of 0.41. That is poor. 9 shots, 3 on target, one big chance, and one big chance missed, right? And the rest, if not for the free kick from Bruno Fernandes, who seems to carry United on his back every time he gets the opportunity. And yet people tend to kind of slag him off and say all sorts of things, but he's always come through for Man United seasons of at Man United. In 2020, 2021, he had 28 goals and 18 assists. In 2021, 2022, he had 10 goals, 14 assists. In 22-23, he had 14 goals, 13 assists. In 23-24, he had 15 goals, 13 assists. And now in 24-25, he has already, and we're just only in February, he has already scored 10 goals and 12 assists. Has been carrying United day in, day out. Always available when players are injured, he's there to show for it. I mean, like, what more can you say? This is a world class player on our hands. And I was thinking about something earlier, right? I was thinking about something earlier. In the time when Bruno Fernandes played with Paul Pogba at some point, he was always available and Pogba wasn't. But then everybody kept focusing on what partnership we needed, a player that would help Pogba to flourish. In that time, Bruno was still performing. He has scored an assist. He has scored or assisted 167 goals for Manchester United. That is 128 more than any player at the club. He has always been involved, and that is the point. That's the thing here. The truth is, like the impact that Bruno Fernandes has of this team, like on this team, is cannot be measured. Cannot be measured. That first half, it was really slow. I'm going to go to the first half start so we can actually see what I'm talking about. The first half was slow and horrible. Our expected goals was 0.04. We had 2 shots on target, none. Big chances, none. Big chances missed, none. Accurate passes were 87%, and fouls committed 4, corners 3, and we made nothing out of those. Nothing. For XG, we had expected goals of 0.04. Expected goals on open play 0, literally. Expected goals on set play, we had 0.04. Non-penalty XG 0.04, and the rest, if you're into all those XG stats and all. But for Everton, they had 1.41 expected goals, 1.22 expected goals open play, 0.20 expected goals set play, 1.14 non-penalty xG, and 1.19 xG on target. Like, it is, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because the truth is, not until Man United made that subs, and credit to to Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim did what he had to do basically to set the team up to succeed. And if you listen to the interview by Bruno Fernandes on after the game, he said that the manager was annoyed with them, the head coach was annoyed with them because they were not sticking to the plan. So there must have been a plan, and it wasn't just working. We're so lethargic. We started really slow. Even like we weren't getting Xerxes involved in the game. It felt like um Casemiro was one step behind. This person, what's his name, Manuel Ugarte, took some time to get into the game. I know he was trying to clear off and knock off some things, but he took so much time to try to get into the game. Patrick Dogu was only the bright spark, was the only bright spark of the first half. The only bright spark of the first half. After that, nothing. Diogo Dalot, nothing. Like it was just not, pressing up his flank. It was not at all. It was just not it. And I don't know what's going on with Andrew Onana. Is it a confidence thing? It's like not making clutch saves. In fact, there was this one where he punched away. I thought that the shot was too direct to him that he could have caught, but I'm not a goalkeeper, so I can't really say. And then for Maguire as well. I mean, switching off so many times in the first half, like not anticipating the danger and all of that. It was crazy. It was really crazy. But Chido Obi, I mean, one positive for the game. Chido Obi came on, Lenioro came on, and Alejandro Garnacho came on. And as always, made an impact. From 62 minutes when Alejandro Garnacho came on, it seems like we struck fear in Everton. But in the first half, you could see the moment that first goal went in, everybody became scared. All the, I mean, the team just kind of felt like they had a shock, on them. Like everybody just became really, really scared. You could see it from in the face of of you could see it in the face of Joshua Xerxes. He was a bit shocked. He was a bit, I don't know. I mean, it was still the 3-4-3 formation. I mean, Joshua Xerxes was kind of like one of the two tens. And it started with Bruno. And Bruno wasn't really getting, especially with the first half, Bruno wasn't really getting his opportunities. He wasn't really getting hold of the ball or trying to control or dictate play. He was just playing. And then in the second half, when things changed, it seemed like, we got a spring in our step and Bruno was dropped deep. And I was expecting it. Like I expected it since like Casemiro to have been dropped off, to have been dropped. And then Bruno and Manuel Ugarte, who already have a good partnership working, to basically just play the game and and dictate play. And it happened. Manuel Ugarte pressed so high on the right, Bruno stayed in the middle, and Joshua Zirkzee dropped in like from inside, inverted, while Diogo Dalot came towards the midfield to help the midfield. And then Rasmus Højlund as well probably had another stinker of a game. Things weren't just sticking, and it seems like it was an island situation, like a lone kind of graveyard situation for him, where he couldn't just have anything come his way. But after that first half, second half, it seemed like the head coach Ruben Amorim wanted something to kind of happen. So he allowed the team to go on again, and then in the 62nd minute, he brought on Alejandro Garnacho, and then 8 minutes later, he brought on Lenioro and Chido Obi. So it felt like as he took off Casemiro, Garnacho and Dogu were pressing together, like holding down that left hand side. And then still, we had the same thing with Diogo Dalot and Jose Zexi, and it just wasn't working. Jose Zexi, in the first half and the first maybe like 50 minutes of the entire game, he was literally almost not connecting so much. He was making chances, creating chances, putting through balls and all that, but it wasn't just connecting at all. It just wasn't connecting. But he did better, especially he did better than Højlund. I mean, he tried to hold up play and all that, of which that was what Højlund's supposed to do, but it's not just working for him. And I don't know. Well, I put it as 2 points dropped, but at the end of the day, we all need to look at ourselves, especially as a team, Manchester United, look at ourselves in the mirror and say to ourselves, like, is this, what do we want? What do we really want? Because if we look at it with regards to like the entire game, it's like, Man United did not really come to the party. Not really come to the party. Well, yeah, basically we got a draw, and I hope this is a spring in our step, because the next game we have is against Ipswich Town, and they're a very technical team as well. So because I listened to even the commentary, I think some one of the commentators asked Ali McCoy about question and about the team, and he said, "Is it down to the tactics or the style of play or the formation, or just the players?" And obviously, if you look at the Everton game, it's a bit of both. Like if you look at it, it's a bit of both. It's not like it's the tactics. There was already a game plan, but the players were not like sticking to the game plan, and they were letting themselves get pressed. Like if you're going to get pressed and you've seen it first time, second time, third time, they're pressing, just shoot it out, shoot it out. Give Rasmus Hoyland, because they've pressed and they've left space behind. He gives Rasmus Hoyland, that field is so small. So if you hit it out, it gives Rasmus Hoyland a chance to run at the defense. And the truth is, once they know what I mean, Rasmus Hoyland, Ruben Amorim said this in the press conference, that sometimes we see a variation in our play, that when we're playing, it looks like, okay, at some points we're trying to hold play and other times we're trying to play long. So play it long. Give Rasmus Højlund something to chase. It was tough to watch, basically. It was really tough to watch. But I mean, what can we say? We have to, on the table now, we are still 15th and Everton are 12th. Anyway, depending on how the other games, Tottenham Spurs and Crystal Palace, go. But Everton are 12th, 1 point behind us, 1 point ahead of us still, in 30 and then 31, and then Man United are basically joint 13th with 13, 14, 15. That's, I'm just trying to make it, because if West Ham win today, they will leapfrog us and we go to 16th. So yeah, so now as the games have started, Man United are 15th, Everton are 14th. So it's like in the last 5 games, we've only won one and we've drawn one and lost three. So we need to step up, especially against Ipswich. I mean, and goals scored. We scored 30 goals. I mean, that's weak. Scored 30 goals and we considered 37. Minus 7 goal difference as we started before, and then now we are ending. So it's like, yeah, on the table, it doesn't speak well of us. But Bruno Fernandes came through, basically came through for the team as always. But next thing you have is these ex players and the pundits and reporters slagging him, saying, "Oh, he's always throwing his arms around. He's always doing this, always doing that." But he intends for the team to succeed. And the truth is, if you hear his interview after the game, you will know that he's speaking the mind of the manager. He's speaking the mind of Ruben Amorim in all of this. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings about the game. I just feel it's 2 points dropped because we had too many chances we could have conceded. We should have kind of scored, and we also had chances we could have conceded. But I feel it's 2 points drops to take a positive from it, because basically, if you look at it, if Joshua Zirkzee had created those chances for Chido Obi, he would have scored. And then if Chido Obi, I mean, if Alejandro Garnacho had created those chances for Chido Obi by creating, by dragging players to himself while creating a chance for Patrick Dogu to square, we would have still scored. So if we had converted all our chances and we had created the chances better, we would have scored. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So let me know your thoughts and feelings about this, about the game, about everything, and then we will break it down in the comment section. But thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.